Hey guys!
Hey guys, how you going?
Welcome to another review. This is the Mortal Kombat review.
Yes.
We have literally just walked out of the cinema. We're back here in the studio.
Yeah.
And we're ready to get into this film.
We are.
And Rick, we're pretty excited about this film because it was shot here in our hometown.
Yes.
Which for people from LA or some of these other more famous places, who cares? But for us in LA,
big deal.
it was the biggest film ever shot here.
Yes.
In fact, I knew someone that was in it. And
Yes.
I saw them in the film too. They were a featured extra. And you know, it's great. It's exciting for our economy. It was exciting for people like us who were in the film to go and see this film. So you can imagine, mate, Gene has got my hat. You know, this actually come from the set, the Mortal Kombat crew. So I was pretty excited. I've got my hat, I've got my popcorn, I've got my drink. I'm ready to sit down to see Mortal Kombat. And well, what did you think, Rick, of the film?
Mate, well, like you just said, Jason, we've got a bit of an emotional attachment to this, and I was excited. I was excited to see this movie. I was thinking, yeah, let's get into it. We've finally been back in the cinema for such a long time. We haven't been in the cinema, and we thought this would be a great movie to get into. Getting into it, no worries. Probably the first 10 minutes of this movie, great. I thought, yeah, if it's going to set off like this is going to be great. And then it kind of lost me through the rest of the movie. You know, I had issues with the movie, but overall I didn't mind the movie. I thought it was alright. You know what I mean? I had some issues which we'll discuss, but overall it was okay for me.
Great.
Jace, you?
I had far bigger issues.
Look out.
I wanted to love this film, but I can't. I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm not even.
Oh, the hat's off. The hat's gone.
The hat's gone.
No.
This movie's a hot pile of steaming turds, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
It's awful. This isn't any better than the '95 version. Yeah, the graphics are updated. Yeah, they've spent a little bit more money on the film, but the plot I really didn't care about. And some of these performances are no better than some of the hammy performances we got from the first film. The woman that played
Jessica McNeil
plays Sonya Blade. She was awful. Lewis Tan had some. He's got potential. This guy, but some of his line readings were just awful. Yeah. The guy that played Shang Tsung, didn't like him. Didn't like the guy that played Kung Lao. I thought he had clearly never acted before.
Yeah.
And even the guy that played Liu Kang wasn't down for it. The only one who seemed uber confident in that film as an actor was Josh Lawson. But even in that, he looked like he was acting in a completely different movie, because tonally and
he annoyed me in certain places.
Yeah,
he got too much on the board.
Stereotype.
Yeah,
Australian
too much for me.
Yeah. But overall, this film I did not enjoy. It did not grab me. There were several times I'm looking at thinking, when is this film over? I didn't like the fact that the whole movie is predicated on Mortal Kombat, a tournament, and there's no tournament.
There's no tournament.
The film has zero tournament. It's all about the lead up or trying to avoid the tournament. Which says to me, Rick, that they were implying that this was the beginning of a multi-film series.
Yeah.
Because they set this film up for sequels.
You can say.
And they have failed in that regard because they've made the same mistake as many other films. The Mummy, for example, recently, where you're actually making you've made a film, but you're saying, no, this is not really the big film. You've got to keep coming along and watch the other films to lead up to. You need to make a good first film, people, because you haven't. You've made garbage, to be honest with you. And I want to love it. It is South Australia, mate. I'm very proud of where I live. I want to support it, but I'm not going to sit here and say this is a good film when it's not, Rick.
No, that's fair enough.
It's awful. All right, I just didn't get it. I didn't connect with it. You got a guy, Lewis Tan, who looks like he's 22, 23.
And his kids.
He's got growing up kid, and he's got a wife and that. So you don't relate to it.
But if you're a diehard Mortal Kombat fan, you're gonna have issues with this, definitely, because like he's not a character in the game.
He's been manufactured.
He's just for this movie, so So if you're a diehard fan, you definitely have issues.
And that's one of the big issues here.
Yeah.
Who are you making this film for? Are you making it for those diehard fans? And if you are, you're gonna have a real problem here, because there's already fairly deep, well-established mythology these fans embrace and take on board.
Yeah.
And this film, they disregard that and make up their own mythology. They, of course, they use elements from the original.
Yeah.
mythology, but it is changed to suit the film. And I know you've got to do that sometimes with film, but it seems to go they went in a really different direction. So you're not going to grab your Mortal Kombat audience. Is this for the general public? Because I don't know how they're going to embrace it.
It's R-rated. It's not all for everyone.
I think it's aimed for Generation X's who had the memory of the game. Remember playing the video game?
Yeah. So when was the first one back?
And remember the first film in '95. Yeah. And now I've gone and seen this film, and that's the audience are trying to cover. And I think they failed there as well. I think this movie, to be honest with you, is just another example, and it's not unusual. It's Hollywood this day and age. Godzilla vs Kong was another example.
Yeah.
It's a film of missed opportunities. You really could have done something special here. But when you're intermixing these grand, you know, oh my God, we just dropped the mic. That's exactly how we feel about it. We just dropped the mic. Hang on, Rick's grabbing the mic. Just pop the mic right on there. That's our little microphone. Okay. That's how bad it is. Even the microphone can't hang on. Doesn't want us to be recording this. So, overall, Rick, this film, I can't accept that this is the best they could have done with $70 million. They could have done so much better. Yeah. Like I said, you've got these grand scopes, these beautiful vistas, cut straight to a set that looks something straight out of Star Trek: The Next Generation. It looks like carved foam that they painted. Yeah. It just looks cheap.
I didn't mind. Some of the CG was good. I know we had some of them. Some of them didn't look too good.
No.
What's his name? Cole's suit.
His rubber
suit kind of looked a bit.
Looked like he stole something out of the wardrobe of Aquaman.
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
On that side, I mean, Goro looked really good. I thought he looked really good. Yeah. I wouldn't mind if he was a bit more into the movie, because he is, like, if you follow the game, he's the champion. But like I said, there was no tournament. There was nothing, so we didn't. Kind of felt a bit lost. They were kind of.
Let's talk about some of the positives, Rick. Some of these fight scenes were really good.
The fight scenes were amazing.
There's a great scene with Kung Lao in a battle scene where he literally cuts a woman in half.
Yeah, he's
the Goro death scene, seeing him disemboweled was very cool as well.
Yeah, they used that fatality scenes and all that.
And the fight, the opening 7-8 minutes, like I said, great. Really good. Really good. And the fight at the end between them was
Sub-Zero. See, Cole could have been out of that. I wanted to see Sub-Zero and Scorpion have their fight, because
I think that's where your movie was. Yeah. The movie should have centered around
those two.
And everything else be around it. And I know that Cole was a way to kind of glue that together.
The bloodline.
Just didn't work for me at all. In fact, if someone said to me, hey, have you seen Mortal Kombat? Should you go see it? I'd go, no.
Wow, okay.
So I definitely would not recommend it. In fact, I'm going to give you my rating right now.
Sure, lay it on us, Jason.
And we've got a new rating system, folks. So hang on, and it's out of 5. So basically, out of 5 VHS cassettes.
VHS cassettes.
That's out of 5. I give this a 2.
Wow.
I give this a 2 out of 5.
I didn't expect that.
And I'm thinking that I'm being generous there. Yeah. This film is a hot mess. Avoid it. Just remember the old one and don't waste your money or your time, Rick.
Wow. For me, I'm going to give it a 3.5. For me, 3.5. I'd say go out, go see the movie. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was a bad movie, but yeah, look, if you want to go out and take your missus out and watch a movie because you want to see a guy move, whatever, you want to see people getting stabbed in the head and whatever, go for it. But if you are a die-hard Mortal Kombat gamer, you are going to have issues with this movie, so I would avoid it completely.
Yeah. Or if you're somebody that likes actual linear plot, characters that are interesting, up to a storyline that makes sense, avoid this film too.
Do it. Go see it. Go see it. Support Australia.
You can see where the division is.
Yeah.
Right? Someone who's quite as enjoyed it, someone who's actually had a very negative reaction to it. And, you know, I don't want to be anti, again.
No.
I would love nothing more for more films to be shot here in this state.
For sure.
I don't think it's a reflection on that at all.
No.
I am just saying that the film is asking the audience to hang on. This is an introduction film into the universe. So again, you're asking the audience to then wait for the next film or the film after that to see the really cool stuff. Because this is just the beginning, folks. And that's the mistake again. Make a great film, then we'll see more.
And I think you actually summed up as well in the car on the way up here, Jason, was saying that it's one of those movies that you see everything in the trailer. That was it.
Everything got given away.
Everything
The
was given
coolest
away,
bits was given away.
In the track, yeah.
And one of the coolest fight moves in that, which was in the trailer, was the fight at the end with Sub-Zero, where he stabs Scorpion, the blood flies out, he freezes it, turns it into a weapon, which is an amazing move. But again, you've kind of let it all out of the bag. No, I think also, if anything, Rick, if I was to be kind to it, it's like it's an okay pilot for the HBO Max Mortal Kombat series.
Yeah.
That's probably the nicest I could be about it. You know? But you're always going to have this problem when you don't hire quality actors.
Now, we talked about this. We said this, because I said, you think it's because it was a budget thing, but you had some valid points you did bring up, saying...
Good acting is just get quality actors, all right?
Because these are some no-name actors that started. Yeah.
There's plenty of stunt people out there who can do all the great fights, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not a problem. It's just getting characters that we as an audience can engage in and sympathise with. None of them did I relate to in any way. I couldn't feel like Cole wasn't the characters for me to go, all right, we're going to be following your perspective of these events, and I'm comfortable, and I'm rooting for you, Cole. Yeah. I couldn't give a shit if he got his superpower or not.
Yeah, that was another thing I had an issue with the superpower. They had to bring it out.
Oh, Rick, I'm going to watch it again at some point to see if I really do hate this film as much as I have walking out of it. I feel really disappointed in this. But I'm not the guy who's always been completely in love with the franchise anyway. So maybe it's just not for me. But like I said, if you're a casual film watcher, there are other things to watch on streaming, guys. So, all right, Rick. We've had our debate. How do these guys, how do these wonderful folk who keep supporting us, how do they engage? And let us know how insane I am about my review, or how insane you are about your review.
That's
how do they do that?
Guys, all you need to do is give us a comment down below for the video. Also, give us one of these a thumbs up. We'd really, really appreciate it. Hit that like button as well. Hit that subscribe button as well. Follow us all on our social media sites and hit that notification bell as well, guys. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you. It's easy and simple as that.
Thanks, guys. Fuck that movie.
See ya.